1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Anjana Lianarachi and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. All airports in the country will be open from tomorrow. CID to question Captain and Chief Engineer of Express Pearl. The ban on fishing activities from Negombo Maoya to Panudura will be lifted tomorrow. Second dose administration for Sinopharm begins on the 8th of June. Nurses go on sick leave. News overseas. Israel Prime Minister warns that the coalition government a threat to security. Local news in detail. All airports in the country will be open from tomorrow. State Minister D.V. Chanaka says that the transport activities are carried out in accordance with the health regulations. Accordingly, only 75 people can travel in a single plane. The ban on fishing activities from Negombo Maoya to Panudura will be lifted tomorrow. Accordingly, fishermen will have the opportunity to engage in fishing activities as usual, said the Director General of the Fisheries Department, Susantha Kahavatta. He says the Navy has only been notified of a few more active locations where the fishing ban continues. A registrar of marriages from Oliville has been arrested by the Terrorism Investigation Division for allegedly providing accommodation to Zahran Hashim, the ringleader of the Easter Sunday attacks, and others on several occasions from 2017. Police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said the 55-year-old was arrested yesterday in the Oliville area by officers of the Terrorism Investigation Division in connection with the Easter Sunday terror attacks and events that had occurred before the bombings. The arrested suspect has been identified as Ahmadullah Bezubairdeen, a registrar of marriages of the Oliville area. Accordingly to investigations, it had been revealed that Zahran and 4 other persons had been involved in an incident that had occurred at Aliyar in Kathankudi in 2017 when Zahran and his group had assaulted another group of persons that had expressed their views against his ideology. Thereafter, Zahran had been missing for a certain period while he and the other persons were provided accommodation by an individual in the Oliville area who was yesterday identified as the marriage registrar, he said. Therefore, the suspect was arrested and he has been detained at the subunit of the Terrorism Investigation Division in Batticlaw. He would be brought to Colombo and detained under the provisions of the Prevention of Terrorism Act, the police spokesman added. The Criminal Investigations Department is to record statements today from the captain and chief engineer of Express Pearl over the fire on board the ship, police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said. He stated that the CID has taken charge of investigations into the fire on board the Express Pearl vessel, a Singapore-flagged cargo ship that caught fire off Colombo and caused one of the worst marine ecological disasters the country has seen. He said that initially the Deputy General Manager of the Marine Environment Protection Authority had made a complaint at the Colombo Harbour Police Station on the 23rd of May in respect of the incident. Accordingly, the Colombo Harbour Police initiated investigations and facts had been reported to the Colombo Magistrates Court while samples were sent to the Government Analysts Department on the orders of the court. However, the CID took charge of the investigation yesterday and a special team consisting of 10 officers, including 3 chief inspectors and an assistant superintendent of police, has been deployed to conduct the investigation, he said. The team is conducting investigations on the instructions of the director and the DIG of the Criminal Investigations Department, the police spokesman said. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. Continuing with more stories here at home. Minister Johnston Fernando stressed that the biggest vaccine drive in the country's history was making massive strides with a record number of inoculations. Speaking to the media during an inspection tour of a vaccination centre at the Nisanka Vidyalaya in Kurunegala, the minister said that the high spirits and hard work of health workers and security forces made the COVID-19 vaccination drive a success. The All Ceylon Nurses Union launched a trade union action by reporting sick leave this morning. This is due to the failure to provide proper solutions to the issues faced by nurses engaged in COVID-19 treatment, and the General Secretary of the union, HMSB Madhivatta, said accordingly, a trade union action launched today will conclude tomorrow morning, he added. That's on local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. SLBC, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. SLBC, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by SLBC Vidya Mahatmya.
Army Commander General Shavendra Silva said that the administration of the second dose of Sinopharm vaccine will commence on June 8th. Accordingly, those who have received the first dose of the China-manufactured COVID-19 vaccine may obtain their second dose at the same venue and the same corresponding day to which they received the first dose in May.
The main news story was brought to you by SLBC Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from SLBC.
And on Watchlight, an official said that Sri Lanka is facing its worst beach pollution crisis as tons of plastic waste from a burning container ship wash ashore. Fishermen have been banned from an 80-kilometer stretch of coast near the Singapore-registered MV Express Pearl as an international firefighting operation went into a 10th day. There is smoke and intermittent flames seen from the ship, Navy spokesman Captain Indika De Silva told. However, the vessel is stable and it is still in anchorage. Authorities are more worried about millions of polythene pellets washing up on beaches and threatening fish breeding shallow waters. That's on Watchlight. Moving on to world news headlines. Israel Prime Minister warns that the coalition government is a threat to security. Hundreds more Afghans and their families to be allowed to settle in UK. Vietnam to test entire city amid new variant fears. World news in detail. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned that a proposed new unity government would be a danger for the security of the country. He urged right-wing politicians not to support a deal after ultra-nationalist leader Naftali Bennett said he would join talks with centrist Yair Lapid. Mr. Lapid has until Wednesday to form a new coalition government. Plans to rapidly relocate hundreds more Afghans who have worked for the British military and UK government, mostly as interpreters, have been announced. Including family members, more than 3,000 Afghans are expected to be allowed to settle in the UK, joining 1,300 who have already done so. The decision comes amid fears for their safety as international troops prepare to leave the country. Finally, on world news, Vietnam hopes to tackle a new COVID outbreak by testing the entire population of Ho Chi Minh City and introducing new social distancing measures. The efforts come in response to a new cluster linked to a religious mission. Vietnam has had relative success in controlling the virus, but cases have been rising over the past weeks. Over the weekend, officials warned of a new, very dangerous hybrid variant discovered in the country. That's on World News. Moving on to development news. Sri Lanka's rural road network will receive an upgrade in the coming months, with the government having signed a $200 million loan agreement with the Asian Development Bank earlier today. The new loan agreement to support the rollout of the Second Integrated Road Investment Programme 3 will continue the assistance of ADB to upgrade Sri Lanka's rural road network, connecting vast rural populations to jobs and services. That's on development news.
Sports News is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchies Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchies Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan නෙවෙයි.
National Olympic Committee Chairman Suresh Subramaniam denied the claims of National Olympic Committee nominating 58 officials for the Tokyo Olympics set to go ahead in July 2021. A tweet from a person named Sesiri Patirana has been circulating in social media since May 28th, requesting Sports Minister Nama Rajapaksa to look into the matter. Olympic Committee has nominated 58 officials to accompany 2 athletes qualified for 2020 Olympics in Tokyo.
My wife always sets a full lunch table, even if it's just the 2 of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchies Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchies Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan නෙවෙයි.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The Sri Lanka Export Development Board is implementing an assistance scheme to enable farmers and processors in Sri Lanka to obtain organic certification as per the Sri Lanka Organic Standard SLS 1324-2018. The certificates will be issued by the certification institutes accredited for SLS by the Sri Lanka Accreditation Board.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news. Courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
The Ministry of Finance and the World Bank recently signed a new grant from the European Union to support the agriculture sector modernization project. This grant is part of the EU's Euro 25 million support to the $125 million project and will be administered by the World Bank. Since inception in 2016, the agriculture sector modernization project has supported the government of Sri Lanka's efforts to increase agriculture productivity, boost the value addition of smallholder farmers and agribusinesses, and to improve their access to markets.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasir, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Department of Meteorology forecasts showers will occur at times in western, Sabaragamu and central provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts today. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in Uva province and Ampara and Batticaloa districts during the evening or night. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere, the department said. Wind speed can be increased up to 40 km per hour at times in western slope of the Central Hills, northwestern and north central provinces and in Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. Back to the headlines. All airports in the country will be open from tomorrow. CID to question Captain and Chief Engineer of Express Pearl. The ban on fishing activities from Nigambo Ma-Oya to Panadura will be lifted tomorrow. Second dose administration for Sinopharm begins on the 8th of June. Nurses go on sick leave. News overseas, Israel Prime Minister warns that coalition government is a threat to security. With that, we conclude the afternoon bulletin of news.